Welcome to Enots Engineering. I'm Alan. In today's video we're looking at a woodworking machine which I bought 26 years ago, and it's been in storage for about 10 years without being used. So let's go into the workshop, see what happens. This is my Kitty Best Combi 2000 woodworking machine. Although it said 2000, I actually bought it in 1999. This is a woodworking machine and it covers 5 different processes. The first one is the circular saw. This handle, when I turn it, raises the saw blade or lowers the saw blade. That can move up to about 3 inches. And the lever just to the left will tilt the saw blade 45 degrees to the left or the right. On the right you can see an aluminium profile. This holds a carriage. It's supplied with all the safety guards, but at the moment I've taken the guard off the circular saw because I want to cut a thicker piece of wood and the guards just get in the way. This is a sliding table and it will slide across and hold the wood to give you control over the speed. There's a guide rail that fits along here, and this clamped down, and this clamps your wood to give you a perfect 90-degree cut. This carriage also feeds the wood into the spindle moulder at the back here, which holds it at 90 degrees for the spindle moulder. Here you have a switch, and this switch is a 3-way switch. That's the saw, that's the planer, and that one's a spindle moulder. You have 3 different motors inside, one for each operation. And this handle, this raises and lowers your blade, and if you push it in, it engages a gear and you can tilt the blade left or right. This is the tabletop. There's a circular saw. This is the planer. That's used just for planing one side of a piece of wood. Those are the blades, and this handle is used for lowering or raising the table underneath on the thickness planer. These blades are used when you put a piece of wood over the top just to plane one side of the wood, and you're not actually looking at the thickness of the wood. When you need to plane the wood to a certain thickness, you use the table underneath. So let's go round to the back and have a look. On this side we have another on-off switch, which is there, and this one is for the spindle moulder, which is located on the top. And on the right, just underneath here, is a small shelf, and that is a table for the planer. It'll raise and lower with the handle at the top. That is for getting the thickness of a wood to a certain size, and it will feed it automatically. You just put the wood under and it'll push it through. This is the spindle moulder cover that comes off. Turn the handle here. This comes up. That's a spindle moulder fully raised with the tool holder on there. You can see there are 2 knives held in the block. These knives will form a radius. I'll take that off. And I'll put this on. It's a sanding attachment which holds sandpaper on the outside diameter. Just lock it in and you can use the side for sanding wood. I'll show you some of the things you can do with a set of knives. You can make these type of joints. There's the two profiles. These are for cupboard doors and you can hold glass in the slots. You make this shape by fixing the wood to the moving carriage and feed it through spindle moulder and it cuts the shape like that. Then you change the tool for a different profile that matches for the other side. Fit them together and that's the sort of finish you get. And at this end of the machine you've got another start and stop again, emergency stop. This handle raises the spindle moulder. Once the spindle's lowered, this plate covers the spindle moulder and it gives you a flat surface so you can use it for other works. So let's cut some wood. Now, to use the wood thicknesser, as this is rotating on the top, it would be dangerous if it was feeding wood underneath and that has to have a cover on which is interlocked to the lower blades. So the planer won't work unless this is fitted. I've switched it to plain. You can see the gap under there. I'll start the motor up. When I finish with the machine, I just hook this underneath, lift it up, push it back out the way. Oh well, that's it for today. Hope that was interesting. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Enots Engineering.